All right, guys, testing, making sure the headphones work. Good morning, everybody. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to join me this morning and every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is Thursday, August 25th, 2020. Let's get to work. Dow futures are up 40 points, NASDAQ up 80, S&P futures up about 18 points, right, 4161. Russell 2000 futures 1944, up about 0.45%. Crude oil is bouncing a bit, up about 0.33%, now above that 95 level. It's been fighting that level for a while. Gasoline futures are down and flat. I posted that chart on Twitter if you want to take a look at that. Natural gas futures are flat. Gold futures 1773 an ounce, 1907 for silver futures, both up. The reason is because the dollar is slightly down 0.15% at 108.51. 10-year treasury yields 3.104%. Let me go ahead and expand this chart here so we can start taking a look at everything. Euro dollar still under parity, 99.74. 103, 136.70 for the dollar yen. That's down today. And Bitcoin futures are down 21,625, with Ethereum futures up 1.31% at 1,700 exactly on the future side. Volatility Index is flat this morning at 2284. Okay, let's go ahead and get started first on some chart work. We'll go over some economic data that just came out, and we'll go from there and see what we could do to prep for the day. S&P futures back to the 4-hour chart. Again, that same megaphone formation held that support. And remember, we kind of broke down below it towards the tail end of July, and then it bounced back. And you could see a nice bounce back. We got as high as around 41.88. Now we're on 41.60 currently. Again, good stuff here. Not up a ton, but again, up quite a bit, about 4.42%. So what's the expectation for S&P futures? Well, if we go ahead and expand this to the daily, and you could see that this double top that we finally broke out of, we're back to that range. So really the level we're looking for is right around 4190, 4200. That's about 40 handles away. Could we get there today? We do have Jackson Hole. The Federal Reserve is over there in Wyoming. Central bank meeting. I believe Powell has his speech, I believe tomorrow or today. I'd have to verify and exactly make sure. Let's go and take a look at Forex Factory. Jackson Hole Symposium is an all-day tentative event, but Powell will speak tomorrow at 10 a.m. Let's go over the numbers. Preliminary GDP really quickly. Actual quarter over quarter. Remember the last one that was negative? That was the flash number. Then you get another number, and then you get a final number in September. So this one is better than expected, negative 0.6% on preliminary GDP. Unemployment claims came in less than expected, 243,000. And preliminary GDP price index came in better than expected, 8.9% versus 8.7 on the forecast. That is here on Forex Factory. Let's go and take a look here. Tomorrow we have the core PCE number. That's the number the Fed looks at in terms of inflationary status in the economy. That'll be tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. We got personal income, personal spending, preliminary warehouse inventories, and goods trade balance. Powell will speak at 10. We have revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment, inflation expectation, and then the second day of the Jackson Hole Symposium. We also had earnings. We'll go over that in a second. But again, back to S&P. We'll go back to the hourly. Again, that same megaphone formation. Still holding up. Your support now will be right around 41.31. Yesterday was right around 41.11 as it keeps rising. So again, higher lows. Again, looks like we just hit some support is all. Could this roll over? Sure. But again, we need to see if it does. I still expect us to get a little higher today. Probably end up in the week, maybe at least tap 4,200 and possibly reject it back to 41.75. Only for the fact that it's just low volume, guys. That's really it. Not much going on. If you're trading, you're really just scalping for the most part, or you're going for next week because you're not really doing much at this very moment. I mean, I've only had one trade this week that we sent out a signal that hit, and that was SPY. I believe that was SPY puts. So I do have some IWM calls. I do have Tesla calls with Masterclass. They just had their stock split. So again, let's see if we can get above 310. I know it sounds weird. And if you take a look at the actual options chain, it's a little different. 294.17, 295, it's a little different. So a little bit of time to get used to. This isn't our first rodeo when it comes to stock splits, especially for Tesla. But again, let's see if we get some volume juiced. Tesla is up pre-market about $6. There is a gap to fill right around 298.31. We could get that gap fill towards the tomorrow, if not today. Usually does pretty quickly within a day or two, especially on the hourly. Doesn't happen every time, but usually the case. I usually say 80% of the time gaps fill. That's kind of a non-scientific number, but a pretty good one. Let's go take a look at the volatility index together. We do have a gap to fill here at 2059. That should help us get to around that 4,200 level if we can get that breakdown. So far, it's holding up. And remember this trend line that we had on the daily or 4-hour chart. Remember that? That's around 2167 or so. We're still kind of hovering around there. So again, you can't really say, oh, everything's bearish or everything's bullish because right now you're just getting chopped up. Let's take a look at the 10-year. Again, I have resistance here at 3165. If that does break above it, then when you start taking a look at some TLT puts, I do have a TLT position. I'll probably be adding to that position as we go along. Let's go ahead and take a look at the dollar index. And the dollar index did tap that 109.34.29 level. Looks like a double top so far. So far, it's holding that trend line. That is the trend line on the multi-year chart, and you can see pretty darn close. 110 being the level we're looking at. If we break above 110, I expect equities to take a back seat or a hit. Crude oil, again, I've been talking about this for a while. Have not bought any oil equity exposure. I'm still waiting to see if we can actually clear and stay above 105. If we just want to draw some lines on the screen, we can see if we can get any kind of edge here. But really, I'm looking at this here, and you can see right around 95 or so. That's kind of the level I'm looking at. Not a perfect straight line, but again, just kind of wanted to show you that. You could start probably getting to around 96 or so. So again, I'm not in a rush either. Does oil look okay here in terms of buying? Again, 85. That was the level that we were looking at, and we bounced off it. Now we're right at the 200-day. This could reject. So again, patience here. We'll see what we get moving forward. And then good old gas prices. Let's take a look at it. Doing worse than oil. So again, what is the level that we're looking for gasoline futures? Really, what the level we're looking for is right at 2.51, $2.51. Let me see if I can cancel this one here. Let's see. That's weird. I don't know why it gives me two. Let me create that alert, and we'll go right up below. There you go. So that's the line that we're looking for, right around $2.51 for gasoline futures. This may hurt or will hurt the refiners as well. So again, gasoline prices pulling back. You're getting some energy going back to the upside somewhat. But again, it's not enough for us to want to buy an equity position as of yet. I do like oil, especially them being so cheap and PE, giving out some dividends. But again, temporary expectations. We're probably not going to have that same oil rise that we had over this past summer. You're more than likely not going to get to $4.32 for gasoline futures or for crude oil being around 130. Again, oil, in my opinion, commodities were in a bubble. The bubble popped, and that's all that happens. Does that mean that oil is going to go to zero? No, as I repeated, again, probably stay around that 90 to 100 level seems about right, probably a little more stable. But again, that 200-day moving average on the daily is that resistance right now at 95. So again, keeping a close eye on it. In terms of IWM, which we have open as a signal, let's take a look at the hourly. And again, we're just retesting that 20-day moving average. We did fill this gap here around 194.31, which is what I expected. The problem is that didn't happen during the market hours, but we should get it back above 194. I have the 195 calls. I'll go ahead and probably just catch that today and move on with our day. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. When will you start buying in terms of stocks? Well, I buy stocks every week, SPY-G, and today is SPY-G Thursday, so I buy some every week regardless on DCA, dollar cost averaging. But if you're asking me when am I actually going to put some real, start really shopping a little more, really the level I'm looking for in S&P futures here is right around 4,000 to 3,900. Right here, 3,900 seems to be a pretty decent level, but again, we need to break down a little more to get there. If we break below 4,000, 3,900 to 4,000 seems to be my support. I don't think we get below 3,902. So right around that area, I definitely want to start taking a look at buying some more stocks. Absolutely. And when will you start adding to the Tesla position? The Tesla position, again, I'm still looking at, well, we do have the actual split, but I already have Tesla exposure as well with SpyG. That's a pretty decent part of it. But in terms of when do you want to buy Tesla, again, it really depends on your risk tolerance and your time horizon. If you're looking for long term, 246 seems to be a nice number. That's the level I have here. Again, nice little, nice and cheaper, obviously in terms of the stock split, but nothing has really changed. So again, 246, we can have the conversation about adding some more. But at here, nah, not yet. We usually get a nice spike after stock split, and then it comes back down. If you remember Amazon and Google, same exact thing. Good morning, Carlos. What are your thoughts on the direction of Nvidia? We did have earnings today. It is bouncing. If it breaks below 168.08, I talked about this last night on the recap for our members, Masterclass and Premium. Again, 168 is that support here. If we break down, there is a gap to fill right around 158.26. Let's see if we can break down below 168.08. If we do, I want to take a look at some puts for next week on that 158 level. So we'll keep a direct eye on Nvidia. They had earnings. I reposted those earnings on Twitter. If you want to go ahead and take a look at that, Burlington's down pre-market. Nvidia is down pre-market. CRM is down pre-market, which is Salesforce.com. Snowflake is up pre-market. Dollar Tree is down pre-market. So again, some pre-market movement, sure. Kind of the tail end of earnings, as we know. Now we're just getting kind of the ones that are not in the same time frame as the majors, as we know about 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. I want to say 3 weeks ago. But either way, I like Nvidia long term. I do own shares, but in terms of trading this, I'm definitely looking to more of the downside. Again, taking a look here on the daily, kind of just hanging around this level here around 169 ish, exactly 169, 178 being my support. If that breaks down, again, I'll take a look right here at 158.08. That's about a $10 move. We could probably catch that if we go for next week. But other than that, we just got to see the volume, guys. We got to see if we get some movement, and it hasn't been exactly easy sledding, let's just say. A lot of patience. We do have Powell tomorrow. So again, I don't want to add a ton of risk here. Again, I more than likely want to get out of my IWM ahead of time. If I can get that out of the way and just maybe have a clean 2 for 2 week for the team, I wish we could do a little better in terms of more trades. But again, hey, only wins. I'll take that any day of the week. So let's see what we get moving forward. We'll go ahead and leave it there, guys. If you like these videos, make sure to hit that like button. The masterclass promo of the lifetime signals does end September 1st. If you are interested, make sure to DM us at GAR Capital if you are interested, because after that, no more lifetime signals unless you are grandfathered in and you are an existing masterclass member. So just a heads up. Appreciate you guys as always. I will catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note. Discord members, I will catch you guys on the blog. See you guys later and have a great rest of your evening. Cheers.